Isagi, after the events of chapter 297, is taking adapting to oneself a bit too seriously. And I completely understand why Bro's brain was boiling the way that it was. Now, I was under the impression that he was adapting to himself, similar to how he does it in games, breaking himself down from zero, building himself back up continuously, adapting to different players, so on and so forth. And after this chapter, it is that, but more. Basically, he says there might be a formula for this ecstatic experience. Mind you, this is immediately after this. And this. He says, in my case, if there was someone I wanted to be and a goal I wanted to achieve, I would bring out the logic to do it and become a machine to execute it perfectly. When according to calculations, I get thrilled in that moment, but wait, I leveled up many times like that to understand with every win, every result, my experience and abilities go up. I get better at soccer. Replicability of those techniques gets higher, but I can't reproduce this fire. Back then and there, those were the feelings I could only hold in that moment. Technique and logic are nothing but means to carry out the plan. Everything begins with the fire inside me. Dreams and goals, rivals I want to beat. Those who grasped this fire and acted on it will survive, and those who misjudged it will fall. This is the field. This is Blue Lock. Now, what does any of that mean? I believe Isagi is referring to passion, logic, and performance within soccer. That fire basically being something that drove them to excel in crucial moments that they couldn't replicate on demand. Acknowledging that passion, motivation, and emotional intensity are the foundations of true performance. Meaning without the fire, perfect technique and logical execution becomes hollow. Basically him saying the best players aren't technically gifted. They're driven by something deeper, whether it be a dream, a rivalry, or an unshakable will to win, which is quite literally Isagi in this case. It's about the emotional energy to fuel these things. Those who understand it and channel it will thrive when playing. Those who solely rely on logic and technique without passion will eventually fail. I believe that's what he's kind of going for. So basically the fire is something he needs to understand himself and adapt to in order to become the world's best. But in the grand scheme of things, that's kind of just my theory on it. It could be something completely different, but I think that's what he's trying to say. But what do you all think? Is that exactly what it's meant to be, or is it something else entirely?